everybody, welcome or welcome back on my channel. My name is Daniela and I would like to invite you to join me in today's video. It is another setup today, and that is because I do not want to focus today on my setup or my inserts I'm using. I would like to talk about the reasons why paper is still my go-to tool when it comes to planning and organizing my day. And I do have very old reasons, and I do have reasons that came up with the apps and data protection. Let's talk about my oldest. I start with my oldest. Reason why I plan on paper. The oldest reason why I still use paper as my go-to tool when it comes to planning and organizing is ownership. Ownership is so important. If I pay for an app, I do not have control over the features. Someone else is deciding over the features which go into the app or stay in the app, or even if the app will be shut down. It's not my decision. And if the company decides they no longer support a diary app, I lose my most important tool for the day, because if I can't plan my day with 4 kids, I'm lost. So if I pay for a planner, for example, I have it. Even if I decide I go from a pocket size into a personal size or into A5, so it's still there. I put it onto a shelf, and when I decide I need another size for planning, I can just go into my planner and grab it out of my shelf, and there it is. If I decide I use one or the other app, and the company decides we no longer support it, I might have it still on my mobile phone, but if I need to buy a new mobile phone, I can't download the app again because it's no longer available. So that is my main issue. I do not want to lose my I would say second brain because without a planner I'm lost over the day. And the second point when it comes to ownership is my data. This planner holds a lot of personal data, and data is the resource nowadays. So I think if I use a digital app for my planning, I don't own my data any longer. My data can be sold by the company because they have it in their terms and conditions, and I didn't read them carefully enough, some hackers steal this data from this company, and so they can sell it. So ownership over the device I'm planning it and over the data. That is my oldest reason why I still plan on paper. The second reason why I plan on paper is data security, and that kind of goes together with the ownership, because if I don't own the data anymore, once I've typed it into an app, everyone can get it. So sometimes in the terms of and conditions of an app is, yeah, we sell it to everyone who pays for it. So yeah, it's it's basically not a good feeling, knowing that everything is out there. So no one needs to know when I have a dentist's appointment or something else, or where I bring my kids or whatever. So I do need to, this is my everyday carry, and pretty much everything is in here in short form. In let me grab this. Here is a lot more information, but this stays at home, so I can't lose it unless someone breaks into. So, but this is my everyday carry, and if I lose this, yes, everything is out there, but only to one person, the person who stole it. And yeah, someone needs to digitalize this to make value out of it. So yeah, I don't think that happens. But if it's already in digital form, it is easy access for anyone who wants to sell this data. Lots of hacker data breaches happened, so it is just not safe. So that is, yeah, even if you found an app who says, no, your data stays here, we do not sell it, we just want to make you happy, so that you can plan your day and everything is secure, it's not, because they still can be hacked and the data can be released. So nowadays, planning on paper, this thing is safe. Well, not safe, but safer than an app. Now that I've covered the more unpleasant topics, ownership and security, let's come to the more pleasant topics. Flexibility. I need this flexibility. I need to get from pocket to personal into everyday carry, because sometimes I get the feeling, I do not have enough space. And then I go into my personal planner. But if I do not fill out the space, I think, it is a waste of paper, a waste of space. So I go back into my pocket planner. So yeah, and for this kind of state, every time the same. So it's, this one sits on the desk, and everyone who has something tells me, and that goes into my A4. So, but for my purse, I choose. And sometimes, well, if I open that and I switch to a site, so, and I want to write something, you can see it's, the rings are, if I write on the left side, because I'm right-handed, if I write on the right side, the rings are kind of in the way. And if that annoys me too much, I even switch into traveler's notebooks. And I do have a couple of them. So in different sizes, I have it in passport. I have them in standard size. And I also have one in A5. So yeah, it is kind of, I like the flexibility. I know for sure that bullet journal isn't the thing for me because I can't add stuff and take out, and yeah, it is a notebook and that's it. I can't add anything. If I want to, here, this is my ring bound. If I would like to add a nice dashboard, I can make one and add it here. So that is, yeah, the flexibility I really, really like. Plus, I can decide on the paper if I buy a calendar, a diary in the shop, I have to stick with the paper. If the paper doesn't take my fountain pen, it bleeds through and I can't use my fountain pen. I do have the choice. I can choose the paper I'm printing my inserts on. Most of the paper is from Clairefontaine because I like to use my fountain pen on the go. So my fountain pen is very important for me. So that's why I use this. And for color coding, I have this 3-color pen. So, oh, and this one has a pencil in as well. So, yeah, I can choose on the quality. I can, for example, here, my dailies are, let me find something I didn't fill out yet, and a bit more. So May, yeah. So this is just 80 gram paper, but for my weekly and for my yearly planning, I do have 120 gram paper. I can choose for this planner I have chosen 3 different colors on paper. So gray paper for, here the notes is, so this is gray paper. And for my weekly, let's go back into the year. I have chosen cream paper. For my daily, I have chosen white paper. So, yeah, and for the Bible reading planner, I have cream paper as well. So I can choose to play around with paper color, paper quality. That is my choice and my flexibility. And part of my creativity, which is my next point. Creativity is my 4th point. I created my inserts that there is enough space. There is enough space to be creative. I wanted to have inserts who are looking nice on their own without anything I have to do to make them look nice. However, the task I gave to my husband was I want to have space for my plans, my organizing stuff, my appointments, but if I would like to add stickers, washi tape, I need some space for that as well. So you can't go crazy and do some ornamental stuff or like that on my planning pages. They need to provide space for appointments, and if I want to doodle, I would like to have space and not so obvious lines or squares. That's why my inserts are dotted, so that the dots are not that obvious if I want to doodle in my planner. If I want to use washi tape on a specific date, for example a birthday, and I would like to decorate the page or area in my weekly, or in my monthly with a sticker, washi tape, or whatever, I can do so. And I want to do that. That is mainly in an app not possible. You can highlight something in a different color, and that's it. For example, if I point out Google Calendar, yes, it's practical. You can use it, but it's not nice. It's helpful, but from a design perspective, from a creativity perspective, yeah, no, it's just not going together. I understand it. Google Calendar needs to fit for a lot of people, not only for me, and I can use other stuff. And I will use other things. So yeah, that is the creativity part of the planners. Speaking about Google Calendar app, it doesn't have to be Google. It is just the most obvious app because it's on every phone. If you plan on paper, whatever system you choose, I don't have a push-up message if I open my planner. I just have my planner and I can focus on planning, focus on my appointments, focus on my notes, focus on whatever I am doing with this paper planning system I am currently using, or systems I'm using. There's a whole mess in front of me at the moment. No push-ups. It doesn't matter which planner I'm picking up. There's no push-up messages. So no one messaging about, oh, you haven't seen this short on YouTube, or Instagram messages, or TikTok. Nothing. WhatsApp. Very important message on WhatsApp. Yeah, you can look it up 10 minutes later. Once I'm on my phone, I'm on my phone. So that means if I open it up and I see all the push-ups which occur on the screen, I am catched. And then I look onto the watch and I see, ooh, it's 40 minutes later. How did that happen? I just wanted to plan, and I even didn't plan because I ended up scrolling on Facebook or wherever. Yeah, that doesn't happen with these planners. So that is a very, very good side effect of planning on paper. No doom scrolling, no push-up messages, less screen time, more focus. Reason number 5 is reducing screen time. Very important nowadays. And now my final reason, which is not the most important reason, it is just the last reason in this video. So this is environmental impact. My planner, no matter which planner I'm using, the planner needs to be produced, the paper needs to be produced, which involves energy and resources like leather or wood for the paper. Yeah, cellulose. Okay, paper is very, very water and energy intensive during the producing, but I think after that, well, it needs to be transported to a shop and then to my house. So in some ways, energy, water, resources will be used until it is in my house. And after that, if I write on it, it doesn't need energy. If I open it, it doesn't need energy. So it's energy free. Okay, I need to be fed so that I have the energy to write, but that's another topic. I open it, I write, no matter how much in here, no energy is needed to be stored. If it comes now to a mobile device, same as with paper and planner. The data storage needs to be built, and everything you need for data storage needs to be produced, transported to the data storage building. I don't know how that is done, but everything that needs to be somewhere in place, because it is somewhere in a cloud. If you use Google, for example, and the cloud is not your home, the cloud is somewhere. And after that, if I open my mobile, it needs energy. If I put in an appointment, an anniversary, a birthday, whatever, it needs to be stored somewhere. It's on my phone. Okay, because the app is on my phone. My phone needs energy, so this energy needs to be produced. My data somewhere in the cloud needs not only energy, it needs water as well, because all the data storage devices, they need to be cooled with water. And that is not rainwater or something like that. That is clean water, which can be also used for us as drinking water. Yeah, we are kind of in a competitive situation here, where the water can be either used for cooling down our data devices, data storage devices, or we can use that water to drink. It's a competitive situation. And plus, lots of nuclear energy factories are now built to provide energy for all these data storage devices, because a lot of energy is used for that and for AI, but that's a different topic. But if you're thinking of a green transformation, this device looks in the first place more green, because you don't see the energy it needs. And you see the paper, which is used here. But in the end, I can shred all this paper and use it as brown material in my compost bin. And then it feeds the worms, because the worms love paper. And this little bit of ink which is used in on these pages is not that much. And yeah, from the energy and water perspective, this is the better solution. But if you find another article I can read for, oh no, digital has a better energy impact than paper, let me know. That was it. That were my, not all of my reasons, but 6 of my reasons why I plan on paper. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video, and I hope I see you next time. Bye bye.